What is up, guys? We are back yet again with another episode of Blind Leading the Blind, and this is where I review your chess games. I'm a very amateur player, as you can probably tell by the chess that I play, and it's not going to be more apparent than this episode, because we're reviewing a game that is 1850 for the opponent, 1820 for our player, which is Sarthak Mukherjee, who sent in the game. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there, sir. And he wanted me to check out his game. So I'm loving the fact that you guys are enjoying the series. If you want me to check out your game, send it on to me, drop a comment or add me on chess.com and we can talk about it. It looks like it's a blitz game today, so 1 minute apiece, so I will try and move the pieces quickly and we'll see how we get on. Hopefully Sarthak can get the win, but I've not seen this game before, but he did say it was a good game for him. So let's see if it's an exciting one. So Sarthak opens up with e4, which is my favourite opening. Obviously, I usually go for the Vienna system. The Vienna Gambit in particular is what I play. But I don't know if they do tricks like this in this opening. And it looks like we get what I also play from black, which is the Caro Khan. So this is interesting because this is the modern variation. They're calling it. I'd see on the right-hand side. I don't bloody know. Usually at my sort of level, we would get the exchange variation, or maybe I think is it the fantasy variation where you push a pawn here? Or is that maybe where you get this pawn move out? This is the issue with theory, right? There's so much of it, and I don't have the time or the interest or the intelligence, more importantly, to know all the move patterns. So Sarthak moves out his knight here, and then we get takes and a takes back. So, and then immediately we get this question of the offer to exchange pieces. Now, when I've been in this position in the past, usually you would absolutely prefer it if they do take here, which is as white. You take with this pawn here, and then you get this sort of, you can then start developing your pieces a bit of a faster rate. But again, I could be wrong with that, but we'll see. So Sarthak then decides not to do that. He pushes his knight in, but we are moving on minute time here as well. All these moves are taking about 0.1, 0.2 seconds apiece. So Chess Yakasi then opens up his pawn there to get his bishop out, although he also does block in his light squared bishop. And we get some standard development here from Sarthak, and then the bishop gets developed there. So is he trying to maybe do some tricks to get that knight? Again, bishop development, nothing too exciting here, and we get castled on the king side, and it looks like maybe... Okay, so Sarthak doesn't go for the same. He's not castled on the same side. We get a pawn push, and then the knight is under question. So Sarthak here decides to ignore that. Okay. He ignores the... Why... So that's an interesting one. So he ignores the... Am I being stupid? Oh, yeah. That's just really fecking ugly. Because I don't think you can... Well, you basically just have to clear out that knight, right? You clear out this knight, and then you've pretty much... Okay, yeah, that would be very... Okay, that is very ugly. Okay. We now got, unfortunately, a discoloured board. If anyone knows how to make the board go back to the normal colour after this, let me know. But anyway, so Sarthak does... that's a very nice move, that is, actually. Okay, so he ignores the threat there. And so they doesn't take the pawn either. So we can tell they're much higher level than me, because I'd probably be the idiot that would straight away go, oh, I'll take with the pawn, and then I'm suddenly screwed. So Sarthak, reinforces his centre here. He pushed his pawn out, it's defending two knights. Really solid centre here. The only thing I'm thinking is obviously just king safety, but I guess there's a lot of pieces in the way. Maybe he's thinking he gets castled over on the queen side eventually. And then we get the knight takes, and then the pawn takes back. I feel like I'd probably take him with this pawn, because we have more hooked up pawns on this side. I know this is blitz, but I feel like that would have been, that's what I would have probably done. But hey, I'm not 1800. These guys are. So we get the bishops lifted up. We're probably looking towards getting castled here. Okay, and we get an offer of a bishop exchange, which is denied. Okay, I'm not sure I'm mad on that pawn move. I don't know if maybe I'm being stupid. I understand you don't want to let the knight in. I do get that, but surely if you exchange and then you could do that move, right? Then you potentially. Or get yourself castled. I don't know why. I just feel like this is really not... You've not really got much use for this bishop now, this dark square bishop. But hey, that's how it is. So he moves his the lights. The dark square bishop gets moved up. Sorry, for black, and the queen gets lifted up out of the way, assumedly so that we can get castled. And then this pawn push happens. If it's me, what would I do in this spot? Again, as a sort of amateur player, very low level player. I feel like maybe taking here, right? And then we've got ideas with this. That square then, because obviously he'd have to take back. Well, I guess he could take with the queen, because only under threat from one piece. That's a good point. It's a tough one. There's not... I mean, I guess you can just retreat to here, and then you're putting some pressure on that bishop. Yeah, I don't know, but let's see what he goes with. So he does take with the pawn, and the queen does get taken. I guess he can now attack both pieces. He moves here. Okay, so he doesn't go for that, which is interesting. I guess he just wants to keep the pressure there. For me, I'm maybe thinking go here, with a tempo, attack both. I know he probably is going to go here and protect that bishop. I don't think the bishop's going to be under threat as such, but it means that we could then get this pawn push going. We can get our bishop out in that case. But hey, let's see how the game gets on. Again, all these moves, by the way, you see the right-hand side are seconds long. We can see that there's not much time has been used at all. So that pawn gets gobbled up, and the bishop takes, and the queen takes back. And the king, that's not too much of a waste of time, because the king's probably going to want to do that anyway, stepping aside. But obviously that's, I do feel like, if again, this bishop-queen combo, with the rook as well, is very ugly. I feel like if we had taken this bishop, and the queen was over in this direction, it would have been a little bit more manageable maybe. But again, I appreciate they've got no time, and I'm not a great player. So the king steps aside and the queen infiltrates. You get a queen trade is offered here. I'm not sure what I would do. I probably, because of just how much is staring down here, I possibly would take this trade and then start to look at this pawn, right? Because, yeah, I would probably trade and then move my bishop here and then try and put some pressure on this pawn. Because then he'd have to sort of reroute his defense, or we could take with a check here. That's probably what I would go for. Okay, so so we get a threat of mate here. So it's a nice idea. And okay, so this is no longer a threat of mate because that rook gets out of the way. Very good. So obviously this, I think maybe he's hoping this is mate, or he's just trying to cause some problems. Understandable. And we get some checks into play. See, I feel like this is the idea kind of, maybe, again, it is blitz, so I do get it, Sarthak, and maybe, again, I'm not your level. But for me, I feel like maybe this is the idea kind of wasn't all there at this point, and you're kind of locking your queen away in a tough position now, where it's a bit more out of the game. I know you do get a pawn out of it, which is good. And we get a rook as well. Well, look at that. Look at this idiotic face. This person's great play of following the rule of check captures attacks ends up well for him, because he ends up getting a rook out of the play. So it's very well done. And I would probably take this trade here. Yeah, exactly. And now we got the extra rook. That rook's kind of locked away, right, and is doing nothing. And immediately we're targeting that pawn that we talked about, which is good. This is really good play, actually. So we get some movement of the bishop. We get the bishop moving into play. This is really nice, lifting the rook up. We're targeting that dark square bishop, and then we've got the other bishop, the other rook, is coming in to try and threaten some ideas I've imagined on the back rank, or probably target these pawns here. So the free bishop does go. This is a very good game. I feel like Sarthak's going to get this wrapped up very soon. The rook's under threat. We move back, nice and smooth, and then we've got. So I would probably go across here, because that's just a free rook, right? Bang, bang. Oh, Sarthak, you've got to see that, bro. You've got to be thinking, king in front of a rook when there's only one rook. Easy street, man. This is not, I know that, even this is hanging. Even that's hanging, Sarthak. What are you doing, brother? You could have had the world. Am I stupid, right, guys? Let me just see, because then... Okay, so it's a rook for a rook, but at the end of the day, this is just winning, right? I mean, you're simplifying, you're taking down. I mean, the only other thing, because this is, I really, honestly, for me, I would just take this trade here. But that's fine, he obviously doesn't want to do that. He wants to keep both rooks, understandable. But I just think with getting the pieces off the board and the pawns you get this pawn out of the way, boom, game's won. Okay, so we get some rerouting of the bishop here for black, and Sarthak does call in that check that I talked about earlier, and he does. Am I being silly? Why does he not want to? So why does that check happen first? Is that just for fun? I don't know. Okay, well, okay. So then, anyway, the rook does go down. So we've got a bishop We've got a light squared bishop against a light squared bishop. We've got a healthy pawn advantage, and we also have the rook. So surely this is just going to be a matter of just getting the game wrapped up for Sarthak. He's going to do a good job, just like his sunglassed Hikaru would do. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking maybe here you want to get... okay, so he's offering a trade here, which is not taken. Understandable. Maybe move that rook over. Yep, very good. And then... So we don't want... So he doesn't want the... Oh, this is a tough one, actually, because he can't really offer a trade here, because obviously it would end up with just losing a rook as well. So he does offer another trade. Takes down another pawn. Very nice. And then we're protecting that pawn we've got, which is good. He doesn't want to let another passed pawn go through, which is nice. Maybe this check here could be a good one. Yeah, this check... Oh, wait, no, hang on. This is just a free piece. Oh, Sarthak, am I being stupid again? No, this is just a free piece, no? Oh, Sarthak. But again, it's a minute game, and he does have 7 seconds on the clock, so, you know, his dawdling has led to this. But anyway, so Sarthak comes in, he offers another trade of the pieces. This is now pinned. It's now unpinned. We go in again, and the rook goes down, and the bishop goes down. Okay, and also, so the other thing as well, right? Sarthak's got, you know, when we get to the end games, the kings being in the center, the kings basically go from being, you know, weak pansies to being dominant pieces that can gobble up like me at a buffet. So, unfortunately, the king does gobble up the pawn, and then Sarthak's pushing his king out here. I feel like, I mean, I'm not certain, but we could, I mean, I would immediately be again, maybe I'm wrong, but like just challenging this, right? Because this has still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's also got to deal with this pawn. I would immediately be striking here, and then like I mean I could sit. This is why I don't play blitz though, right, guys? But like, because this is just, you know, I'm not trying to tell this blitz player who is much better than me in both rapid and blitz how to play. But like, I feel like you've got the 3-on-2 here. You know, I know there's a minority attack they call it. You know, where with these 2 pawns against the 3, but you could sort of try it on this end, because there's a lot of work still needed over here, and you're too far out of the game with your king to get over there and actually really recover, in my opinion, but I might be wrong. So anyway, Sarthak moves his king over. That pawn does go down. He does go for that pawn push, which I mentioned. The pawn goes down there, and now we have a clean run, but this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4 to promote. So he is losing this foot race. And there's queen and queen. Check. And then down goes that. And that's the end of the game. It's a timeout. That's heartbreaking, Sarthak. This is why I don't like blitz. I think players that can play blitz is awesome. I've actually played 1 game of blitz in my life, and I won it. I think I played 2, maybe 1 or 2, against another viewer, Big Yikes, who I've reviewed his games before, and I think I won both games, but I didn't enjoy them. There's a lot of blunders. I can understand the charm of it, but I just feel like I'm not really fully thinking, you know? I feel like it's a lot of rush, but I do feel like it's also, I respect it completely. I mean, if you play blitz chess, and it's how these players play, are incredible. So, yeah, really unlucky, Sarthak. It's nice to be able to review your games at a blitz level, because I don't think I could do much with rapid. When I've got all the time in the world, I can definitely try and spot flaws in your play, because it's very easy to do when you've got unlimited time and you're not under the pressure. But yeah, that was a good game. I appreciate you sending me in a losing game as well, Sarthak. You should be, you know, should own that. And honestly, you played a really nice game. You had the rook and the rook and bishop. You could have traded out, taken out that bishop for free as well. A few blunders here, but you know, it happens. 1 or 2 blunders cost us. But overall, I think that was a really fantastic game. And yeah, thank you very much for sending it in. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. As I said, any game you guys want me to review, any elo, I don't mind. I will sort of give you my perspective. Whether if you're less elo than me, I'll try and give you some advice. And if you're higher than me, I will be in awe of your ability. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, keep having a good day. Send in your videos and leave a comment and subscribe if you're new and you're enjoying the content. And as always, take care, everybody.